national titles or any titles of any sort?
I won Raw Talent Season 7 at my sister's room this past year, and I was also part of the We Are Family competition this past year where the Kings of the Jungle took the title. I did help with that.
Okay. So that means that you're very helpful. Okay, well, I'm going to just dive in. Since you're so helpful, what is your platform for the Renaissance brand?
Unity. And remembering where you came from as a person, not just a performer. I think that sometimes people, they get going in life and they get places and they forget where they came from and they don't give back. I want to give back to the community. That's a big thing for me. And also working together. We're so divided as a community in general that we really need to work together. We could get so much more accomplished if we would just come together.
Actually, that's a perfect plan in a perfect world. But what is your plan to execute it? Because like we always speak on unity and being together, but we never have a course of action. Do you have like a layout, a course of action, a plan of action, anything that you can share with us?
I work in several different venues around the city. Some that maybe most Renaissance would not work in, not because of, just because we're divided as a community.
I understand.
And so that would be a way for me to help get the name of Renaissance out to places that it might not be known. Get in. I've also got a booking set up in June in North Carolina, so I'm trying to network with other people in other states so we can get out and do more.
I have one more question. When you hear the name Renaissance, what does that mean to you? Like, what does it signify?
It's a proud brand, and it makes me think of a family brand. I watch the Renaissance group when you guys are together, and it's a very, it's a community. It's just proud brand.
Okay.
I have a question. What made you decide to start doing pageants?
I have been watching performers that came before me for a very long time, and I like the structure of a pageant. I like a challenge. I'm always up for a challenge, and I've done local competitions, won a local competition. I want to try something that's a little more structured than just an every other week showing up with a number and a theme.
What do you think was the biggest difference between preparing for like a talent show or a show and preparing for a pageant?
Pageants are very detail oriented. A talent show is to a certain extent, but there's so much more that you have to do for a pageant. I mean, for my Raw Talent competition, I didn't have to make lists of things that for every different category because you only have one category. For this, you have to be very organized. You have to, it takes preparation, it takes hard work, it takes, you have to ask people when you don't know what to do. Sometimes I like to try to do it all myself. This has been a really good lesson for me on going to those that came before you and those that know better than you to get it, to learn. It's just been a learning experience.
How do you feel about representing a title that says Newcomer?
I have no problem with that at all. Everybody's got to start somewhere. And quite honestly, I prefer to start at the bottom and work my way up for the sheer fact that I like to take baby steps, and that way I know what I'm getting myself into all the way with. Instead of just, trying to, I feel like when I skip steps, I miss things.
Have you thought about what your goals are long term in the pageant industry?
I'm working on it. Ideally, eventually, I would like to go for a national title. It's probably going to be a couple of years. I would like to do some more local things, work on costuming. I have other things I want to fine tune first before I go through.
Do you have any questions for us, Isaac? None.
No. All right, thank you.
Well, that has been your interview. You cooperated. Go and good luck on tomorrow.
Wow, sweet.
I'm Renaissance Dickerson. This is a little information about myself. How are you? Hi, I'm Renaissance Dickerson. This is a little information about myself. Hi, I'm Renaissance Dickerson. This is a little information about myself. Hi, how are you? I'm Renaissance Dickerson. This is a little information about myself. Hi, I'm Renaissance Dickerson.
And a little bit about yourself. Briefly.
Okay. I'm a shoe designer. I embellish clothes. I'm a mother. I'm a fiance. And an entertainer. I'm sorry. And an entertainer.
What brings you to Renaissance London?
Well, I want to be molded. I want to be behind a good pageantry system that can take me to the next level. And I feel as though Renaissance can do that for me.
When you hear the word Renaissance, as it pertains to you, what is the meaning?
Grace, family. I guess that's about it. Grace and family.
Okay, London, what is your platform?
Meaning,
What do you plan to embrace if you were to be crowned as Renaissance? What do you plan to do as far as community service
right.
wise?
Okay, my platform is basically feeding the homeless and giving back to teen mothers. I do a lot in the community. I feed the community, the homeless, once a month. I make care packages. I also go to a transitional home called Weaver's Gardens off of Old National, and I take them food, I take them clothes, I go talk to the girls. I just give a lot back in the community.
But do you feel like you can do more than what you're saying you're doing? Because feeding them, clothing them is something that a lot of us do.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyway, how would you go about trying to educate them? Do you think you can help in that manner as far as trying to educate them, to bring them out of poverty, to help them sustain housing, to better build themselves?
Yes, ma'am, I can, because once upon a time, I was that person. I was a teen mother that stayed in a transitional home, and somebody taught me, so I know how to teach someone to be a better mother, to grow and, stay focused on your child and just go from that. And as far as homeless, I was there before as well. So I know how to give them resources to go to get housing, to get vouchers, to do things of that nature.
Thank
Well, let me start off by saying I commend you for the things that you said you do, because I don't even do a lot of that stuff that you said you do, so I commend you for that. But I see on here, I'm looking at your profile that you gave us, and the last thing you have on here is you have to live every day like it's your last. Explain that to me. What do you mean by that?
Well, I feel like you're not promised tomorrow. So you have to wake up, you have to smile, and you have to be okay with yourself. And if you're not, you don't know what's going to come. So you have to live every day as your last. You have to, because we see on Facebook every day is people dying. So we have to smile. We have to make other people feel good about themselves if they don't even feel good about themselves.
And so if you were fortunate this weekend to win the title, how would you, I'm trying to think of the word, how would you put that out there to the people that you're going to be entertaining, and how would you display that, informing them that they need to live there each day as if it was their last?
Well, basically, I'm a people person, so I talk to a lot of people. It's about mentoring. People mentor me, and just because people mentor me, that doesn't mean I can't mentor someone else. So I can teach them how to live their every day like it's their last, and to smile and just be happy about their self. Be happy, and that's what I'm about, being happy.
What does your Facebook page say about you?
Say that again.
What does your Facebook page say about you?
My Facebook page is basically about for entertaining and for my family. It basically states that like I said, I have a beautiful personality. It tells you a lot about me. I really don't know how to answer that, to just be
I
honest.
have it filled up.
Sir?
I have it filled up.
Okay. It's nothing bad. It's good stuff. Positivity. I can say
So-
positive.
I'm telling you, this is your very first contest, right?
I did Port City a year ago, I think, a year and a half ago. But this is the first time I've done interview.
And you look really excited. We were told not to ask this, but I'm just gonna ask for the sake of asking.
Okay.
I wanna educate. When you hear the word raining, what comes to your mind?
Well, raining is basically you have to win in order to rain. And raining is basically,
There's no right or wrong answer. This is
I'm just
right. There's no right or wrong answer.
basically being a leader in the community for your pageantry system, being the face of that pageantry. So I really don't know a lot about raining, but I know that you have to be a leader and you have to be positive. And it's a lot to it. I've never rained before, so hopefully one day soon, real soon.
Well,
Time.
okay. I'm giving advice now. Just so you know, you reign every day of your life. Okay, on type of a matter.
Okay.
With this slogan that you have here, you have to live every day as your last. You're reigning now.
Okay.
And when you're empowering your people and you're uplifting them, that's a reign. And that's all you do just with the crown on your head. And you continue to exemplify excellence, and you continue to push forward, and you continue to promote that positivity. So don't ever think that there's a textbook answer for the word reign.
Okay.
It's what you make of it. And when you reign from the heart, it actually prevails better. So now you know what reigning is.
Yes, I
Okay.
do. Thank
But you do reign. You can reign without a title. You can do positive things in the community without a title. It's only that title somewhat catapults you to help you. But people just say, well, oh, okay, well, she's Miss So-and-so. But I promise you, you can make an impact just being an average Joe. Because you don't do it for us. You do it for them.
Yes,
So
sir.
just continue to reign.
Thank you.
That doesn't put you in. Do you have any questions for us?
No, I do not. Thank you. Have an awesome day.
All right.
Nice to meet you.
Good afternoon, my name is Rasta Boy Punani. I originally come from East Orange, New Jersey. I now reside in Philadelphia. Thank you.
Well, I do have to start off with this because we all, I'm sure, want to know. Rasta Boy Punani, how did you come up with the name?
My wife gave me this name, saying that I would be a great drag king. Rasta, because of my beautiful locks. Boy, because I'm a lesbian identifying as a boy, B-O-I. And Punani, I will leave that.
You want to spell my Okay, what brings you to Renaissance, Rasta Boy?
Renaissance chose me. Seduction Dickerson inboxed me and asked me to come. I was just outside talking to her and letting her know that this was a difficult task for me to get here because my mom has a procedure to do on Monday. And I called her up, asked her what time she had to be there. I let Seduction know that this is going to be tough, but I also said, God willing, and where there's a will, there is a way. So here I am.
Sorry about your mom, we'll pray for
No,
her.
it's good. It's a good procedure.
Oh, it's a good
It's about
procedure.
health.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes. It's
Okay,
about
so
health.
when you hear the word Renaissance as it relates to you, what can we expect from that when we hear that word?
When I hear that word, but prior to me getting here, I did not know what Renaissance was about. I did get the packet and I read about it, and then meeting the family here has definitely let me know that this is a very strong pageantry system that I'm glad is coming back for the M.I position and Femme. So I am very excited to be here, and that in itself lets me know that I can be a part of this family.
Is this your first competition?
No, it is not.
What have you done in the past?
I've done bar competitions. Like I said, having my name, Rasta Boy Banani, was brought out at a little competition in Philly for the Philly Drag King competition, and also you win another crown at that time. But that was my very first time, and that was 2011, April 2011.
So okay, another word, when you hear the word national, what do you think of?
I think of a lot of people coming together from different states, bringing their talents, bringing their competition suave, and promoters coming. So that is a lot. So I'm very excited. Hopefully I will get there.
So what are your goals? Do you have any goals for being in the pageant industry? What are your long-term goals?
My long-term goals, if I am crowned as a Renaissance King, I will definitely do things for the community. That's one of the things, being a licensed social worker, that I already do. So there's no fear of me going out into the community. However, working with children and families, I also want to bring into the world, have the youngsters come in as MIs, because the pageantry system, as I am realizing, does not really cater to the MI system. So I would definitely be a stepping stone for that.
Are you on social media?
Yes, I am.
If you're crowned, would you change the way that you represent yourself on social media?
How I represent myself on social media is very respectably. People do not know my personal business on social media. When I give a saying, it is about positive things. You can go on there and look yourself, Michelle L. Johnson, and under Rasta Banani. Everything is positive and respectful. So getting this crown, I will definitely carry that same attitude, personality, and confidence in myself, as well as the pageantry system.
Do you know any of the history of Renaissance?
Excuse me?
Do you know any of the history of the MI and them?
I know some. I know that it just came back into play, like 2012, I believe. It had kind of fell off. So that is about what I can tell you right now. I did look up some of the names. However, I'm going to be honest, I did not study them. And I will definitely get into that, being a part of the family. Because like I said, today, earlier at the registration, it really helped me be comfortable with everyone. So I'm looking forward to meeting not just the names, that's like studying a book.
Mm-hmm.
In my field, it's study, get the knowledge, and then go out and do it in the community. It's touching out and reaching the people.
What is the Rasta Boy Anonymous organization?
That is myself.
Your organization?
My own organization. That's what I mean about getting my name out there, getting MIs, and especially African descent MIs.
Okay. Well, with me, I have 3 P's to pageantry: prestige, power, and passion.
Okay.
Out of those 3 words, what do you look for?
I look for all 3 of them, but if I have to choose one, it will be prestige. Power comes within, and it shows outside. So that would be my prestigious form that I would show to not only myself, to my family, and I mean extended family, not just my blood family, and to the world.
Time.
Do you have any questions for us, Possible?
No, I do not. I'm glad to meet all of you, and I hope to see you soon.
You'll see me tonight at the Marco at the review show.
Okay.
Bring $5.
You'll see me sitting at the door saying $10.
But you're free to go.
Thank you.
Good luck on
All
tomorrow.
right, thank you.
All right, my name is Honey Star Dickerson, and I am a mother of 4. Also, I'm a student at Austin State Community College, and that's about it.
What brings you to Renaissance Femme?
Well, I've actually been looking at Renaissance for a while, seeing through Facebook. I've actually come to the pageants a couple times, and I kind of enjoy the family orientation that Renaissance has.
Okay. So when you hear the name, or well, not the name, the word Renaissance as it relates to you, what does it mean?
Wow. To go over me, Renaissance, it's like, I would say you always expect the unexpected with Renaissance. So that's kind of what Renaissance is for me.
Is that a good thing or bad thing?
That's a great thing, because everything that I see as far as Renaissance as the Mr. and Mrs. and all of the other classes, all of everything else, it's always beautiful. It's not anything that's not gonna have you like, oh, well, that's not good. Renaissance is always very positive. I don't see any bad or negative, excuse me.
You see Renaissance as a family-based business.
Definitely family-based. You know, I always see the happy birthdays to the farmers, and, you know, that's one of the main things that I always see. When something goes on, I always see Renaissance going across and tagging on my page.
What's your platform?
Well, my platform is to find a positive way to get the LGBT community together. It has no togetherness. And I feel as though, you know, if we can work on that as a whole and get everybody to understand that it's a community, not lesbians, not gays, not transgenders, not bisexuals. It's a community. We all have something in common. So therefore, that's what I really would like to work on.
And what is your course of action to create this unity?
Well, for one, I would like to do a lot more community events, inviting everybody in, not just singling out, okay, we have the girls over here, we have the guys. I think this stuff needs to be, you know, more so everybody invited to everything.
My question is a little bit off the subject of what we've been talking about. I want to know who is your biggest inspiration and why?
I just have one. Well, my mother, because I've actually been following my mother before she became my mother. I was like 17 years old when I first started into the life and became a part of the gay community, and my mother was just the most beautiful person to me. Like everything she did with such poise and such etiquette. She was just always such a lady, still is. But Yasmin Burns.
And what gives you your drive to continue to go on every day and do what you do?
My children. I know that without me, my children are going to have anybody.
History. You know any history?
Yes, I do.
No share.
Well, I know that the Renaissance brand was started in 2005 with Nori and Goldie Buchanan. The first emeritus was Desire and BG Buchanan. I also know the first king and queen, which was Jakari and Tanaya, Franklin Thomas, as well as I know that the brand actually took a break during, I believe it was 2010, or came back in 2010, and the next king and queen that were crowned was D-Love and Quality. And of course, my sister, Seduction, reopened the brand because she felt as though she knew that there was a need for, newcomers like myself, people who are, I'm not gonna say scared, but a little hesitant on competing against people on a higher level.
Tell me what you think the meaning of the word reign is. Do you have any questions for us?
Well, to me, reign is,
Well, I have to
making
give you
sure
some advice there. I'll
that you
share it tomorrow.
exude the perfect image when you're reigning, as far as a king or a queen. Make sure that you're always, a positive role model and impact to the community. That's what I think reigning is.
That's it. You have any questions for us?
No, I don't.
Okay, but that does conclude your interview, and we look forward to seeing you on tomorrow. Good luck.
Thank you for having me.
There you go.
Thank you. How you doing?
All right.
How you doing? How you doing? My name is Seduction Dickerson, and I'm from New York. I stay in Atlanta right now. I'm actually a security guard. I have a bachelor's in criminal justice, and I also have an associate's in science and arts.
Why Renaissance?
For many years, I have seen Renaissance. I have a lot of people who is from Renaissance that is actually in my family. It's actually a good platform that actually I can grow, and I see Renaissance at every pageant, and it's well known.
So you want to do it for the popularity?
Not for the popularity, but it can actually help me grow, because different systems that I have did, it didn't help me like Renaissance can help me, and the people is based on the family.
So how do you figure Renaissance can help you?
Basically, Renaissance can help me by actually having to do different things in the community that actually can help me with my outside life also, and also to groom me, like for instance, for different people who is national, they can actually help me, tell me what I can and cannot do, and just to make me better than what I was.
What's your platform?
My platform for the year will be on domestic violence. The reason why I say domestic violence is because in my family, my aunt got murdered by domestic violence, and I was young, and I really couldn't help her. So, and then a lot of people in our community today, they actually fighting each other in a relationship, and they don't know that it's domestic violence. And also verbally, they belittle people and everything, and actually in a relationship. So that's more that a lot of people in our community need to understand what it is.
So what steps have you taken or will take in order to put your plan in motion?
First of all, the step actually trying to become a police officer. I actually work in DeKalb County in the gang unit. A lot of that, I see cases that I have to help with my teacher with the domestic violence. So it kind of gives me a rope on how to go about it and what to do. And also my teacher, who is a detective in DeKalb County, she actually does domestic violence. That's like her thing. And she said, since I'm a people person, for me it's kind of like helping other people is kind of hard, but I myself haven't helped somebody who actually was in domestic violence. So to actually bring my career along with that, it can actually help.
Okay, you know, for me personally, domestic violence is very personal for me. And you're speaking of doing certain things in reference to happen with that. How can you, or how will you, do that as far as happen with you? Because it's when we speak of domestic violence, we're looking at people who are of our ages, but it's hitting those that are younger, 13, 14, 15. So how do you plan to implement that as far as trying to reach out to the juveniles in reference to this?
Basically, for juveniles, to younger based family, I can actually start with my own family. And that can help me with the younger kids, because some of them is actually lesbian and actually are getting hit and they just think it's funny, but it's really not. I can actually show them the ropes that that's not how to be loved. I can actually take myself and put it in a place and like tell them this is the way you need to go and not be violently hit in order to be loved.
So my question is completely off topic. You said you're from New York. What brought you to Atlanta?
What brought me to Atlanta? Be honest with you, I was in a gang in Atlanta. No, I was in a gang in New York, matter of fact. I was in the Bloods. I didn't get sent on my own. It was either go to jail or get sent to the country. So I actually got sent to Alabama. I was supposed to play at Clark Atlanta, but my knee got tore, so that's when I started. I met somebody named Patrick because my cousin was like, I need to meet somebody to, change my mind from the gang and the thug life. So I met Patrick Walker, and that's when he gave me my name, Sugar Bear. And I went to the Stars of the Century to actually see a drag show, and I was like, I pay all this money just to look at a drag show? Like, I thought it was real girls. I was like, but it kind of helped me build myself up as to transforming from gang life New York to actually being an outgoing person and actually a loving person that other people can like.
So you said you played, what did you play? You said you hurt your knee?
Oh, I played basketball. I had a basketball scholarship. I played 2 years in Alabama at Wallace Community College, and then I came up here. For 2 years I didn't go to school, but then my father had told me, it was like, there's nothing out here in these clubs and stuff, I need to go back. So I went to school and finished my criminal justice bachelor's.
Time.
You got a good day. Any questions?
To go out and promote, it's not the promoter's job to actually get myself out there and to actually get people to actually come back to do the pageant. I have to do things for myself. I have to dress accordingly. I have to be professional. I can't bring my life into reigning. I can't bring my life into what I'm trying to do to progress this pageantry.